Hey there, my beautiful listener. Welcome back to Daily English Dose with Alia Mehar. If you're here today, that means you truly want to improve your English. And not just your words, but your confidence, your thinking, and your flow. Before we start, take a deep breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to Daily English Dose, because every single day we take one small step toward better English and a better you. This space is for you, a place where learning feels warm, simple, and full of love. All right. Let's talk about something we all do. Something that's secretly stopping you from speaking English naturally. You're thinking in your native language first, and then translating every word in your head before you speak. I know that feeling. Your mind works hard, your mouth waits, and by the time you're ready to speak, the moment's gone. Does that sound familiar? Maybe you want to say something like, I went to the market yesterday, but in your mind, you're translating each word, like, मैं कल बाजार गया था. Okay, how do I say that in English? And suddenly your brain freezes. You understand English, you know the words, but they don't come out smoothly. That's because your brain is doing double work. It's not thinking in English, it's thinking through English. Let me tell you something real. You don't have to translate to speak. When you were a child learning your first language, did you translate? No. You heard, you absorbed, and you spoke. Slowly, naturally, without pressure. That's exactly how you'll learn to think in English, too. But here's the truth. The reason you still translate is not because you're weak or slow. It's because your brain is trying to protect you from making mistakes. It wants to be perfect, and perfection is what's holding you back. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to let go. So today, I'm going to help you train your brain to think directly in English. We'll take small, easy steps together. No stress, no pressure. In this lesson, you'll learn how to stop translating in your head, build English thinking habits, and start speaking naturally, like it's part of who you are. Now, let me ask you this. When you hear someone speaking fluent English, do you think, wow, they're so smart? No, they're not smarter than you. They've just practiced thinking in English more than you have. It's not intelligence, it's practice. So from today, we're going to practice together. Not just to speak English, but to feel it, hear it, live it. I want you to imagine your mind like a garden. Right now, it's full of beautiful native words, and English is still just a few small plants. But every time you hear, speak, or think in English, those plants grow stronger. And one day, that garden will bloom. You'll wake up and realize you're no longer translating. You're simply thinking in English. Sounds magical, right? But it's real, and it's possible for you. Because English isn't about grammar rules or memorizing phrases. It's about connection and comfort. When your mind gets used to English, your words will start to flow naturally. So in this first part of the lesson, we'll understand why we translate. And in the next part, I'll give you 3 simple habits that can completely change how your brain learns English. But before that, let's do a quick test. Together. I'll say a few easy sentences, and I want you to notice what your mind does. Are you translating or just understanding? Ready? Let's go. I'm hungry. It's raining outside. I have a meeting today. I like this song. Did you picture the meaning in your head? Or did you first think of the translation in your language? If you translated, that's okay. You're learning to notice it. Awareness is step 1. From today, every time you hear or read English, try to picture it, not translate it. Don't think of words, think of images. Don't think of meanings, think of moments. For example, when you hear, "I'm drinking tea," don't translate. Just imagine yourself holding that cup, feeling the warmth, sipping slowly. That's English. That's thinking in English. All right, my friend. You're doing beautifully so far. This is where your new journey begins. Not just speaking English, but living it. So take a deep breath again. You're doing great. You're learning something people struggle with for years, and you're doing it with heart. Every time you hear or read something in English, don't translate. Visualize it. For example, if I say, "It's raining outside," don't think of your language equivalent. Just imagine the sound of rain, drops on your window, the smell of wet soil. If I say, "She's making coffee," don't translate. See it. The mug, the steam, the smell. That's how you train your brain to think directly in English, by connecting English words with real images and feelings, not with another language. So let's practice together. I'll say a few sentences, and you'll close your eyes and see them in your mind. Ready? Repeat after me and imagine. I'm walking in the park. I'm watching the sunset. I'm holding my phone. I'm smiling. Beautiful. You see how it feels lighter when you imagine instead of translate? That's your first step to natural thinking. This is one of my favorite exercises, and it works like magic. Wherever you are, start naming things in English out loud or in your head. For example, look around right now and say, "This is my table. This is my phone. I'm sitting on a chair. I see a window." Simple, right? That's how children learn languages. They name what they see. If you do this daily, even for 5 minutes, your brain starts to think in English without effort. You won't realize it, but after a few weeks, English thoughts will start appearing automatically. You might even think, "Where's my phone?" instead of saying it in your native language. And that's the moment you'll smile, because you'll know it's working. So let's do a quick 30-second practice together. Look around wherever you are and name 5 things you can see. Go ahead. Good. Now name 3 things you can hear. Perfect. That's how you gently train your brain to live in English, by connecting the language with your daily world. Now, this is the most powerful one, and it's the secret of fluent speakers. Talk to yourself in English, in your head or out loud. No, it's not crazy. It's actually the best way to train your brain without fear or judgment. When you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking in your language, say in English, "Okay, time to get up. I need to brush my teeth. I'm going to make breakfast." When you're walking or working, talk to yourself gently. "I'm tired today. This song is nice. I'll call my friend later." These small inner sentences are how English becomes your thinking language. At first, it'll feel strange, but after a week or two, you'll notice English popping up automatically in your thoughts. Let's do a mini practice together. I'll guide you, and you repeat softly after me. I'm listening to this podcast. I'm listening to this podcast. I'm learning English every day. I'm learning English every day. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I'm thinking in English now. I'm thinking in English now. Beautiful. I can almost feel your confidence from here. You see, when you speak like this daily, you build a bridge in your brain between thought and language. And soon, you won't need to build the bridge. You'll already be on the other side. Here's a little secret. If your environment is in English, your brain will start processing it naturally. So change your phone language to English. Watch YouTube titles, subtitles, and captions in English. Read short English posts. And every time you hear a new phrase, repeat it to yourself. Don't translate, just feel it. For example, if you see the phrase, "What's going on?" don't look for translation. Just imagine two friends meeting and saying it casually. You'll start feeling the meaning without thinking. Repetition is the secret of fluency. You don't need complicated grammar. You need consistent speaking. So take 5 minutes each day and repeat simple, powerful English sentences like, "I'm learning English." "I'm improving every day." "I can do this." "I understand more and more." "I'm thinking in English now." Say them again and again with a smile, because when you repeat with emotion, your brain remembers faster. You see, the more you use these habits, the more natural English will feel. You'll stop translating, not because you force yourself, but because your brain will finally trust that English is safe, familiar, and part of you. Let's do a quick everyday vocabulary warm-up. Short phrases you can start using right away. Repeat after me. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready. I'm feeling sleepy. I'm feeling sleepy. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm late for work. I'm late for work. I'm happy today. I'm happy today. I'm learning something new. I'm learning something new. Perfect. These short phrases are the roots of your English thinking. When you say them daily, your brain learns patterns, not translations. Feedback moment. Now, I'd love to know, which habit are you going to start today? Thinking in pictures, talking to yourself, naming things around you? Tell me in the comments below. I read each one of your messages and your progress makes me so proud. Speak 5 sentences to yourself in English today. Name 5 objects around you in English. Repeat, "I'm thinking in English now," 3 times with confidence. Comment your 3 favorite sentences below, and I'll reply with encouragement in the next lesson. You're doing amazing, my friend. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. Because every thought you think in English is one step closer to fluency. So keep listening, keep speaking, keep smiling, and I'll see you in our next lesson, where we'll talk about how to sound natural in English conversations. Until then, remember this: you're not just learning English, you're becoming confident, word by word, day by day.